This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Matthew Walton. How to Cook Fish by Olive Green. Section 27. 13 Ways to Cook Red Snapper. Fried red snapper. Clean the fish, skin, and remove the backbone. Slice lengthwise in long thin strips, roll up and fasten with a toothpick or skewer. Dip in egg, then in cracker dust, and fry in deep fat. Serve with tartar sauce. Boiled red snapper 1. Clean and draw the fish and boil slowly in salted and acidulated water to cover. Drain and serve with any preferred sauce. Boiled red snapper 2. Clean a red snapper, sew it up in mosquito netting, and boil it in salted and acidulated water. Drain carefully, unwrap, and serve with tomato sauce. Baked red snapper 1. Prepare and clean the fish, stuff with seasoned crumbs and chopped oysters. Put on a buttered tin sheet and lay into a baking pan. Sprinkle with salt, pepper, and flour, and bake for an hour, basting with melted butter and hot water as required. Serve with any preferred sauce. Baked red snapper 2. Clean and season the fish, rub with vinegar, and put into a baking pan. Dot with butter, sprinkle with parsley, and bake, basting with melted butter and hot water as required. Serve with tomato sauce. Baked red snapper 3. Clean the fish, leaving the head on, and stuff with seasoned crumbs, cover with sliced tomatoes and sliced lemon, and bake, basting occasionally with melted butter and hot water. Baked red snapper with tomato sauce. Season 4 pounds of prepared and cleaned red snapper with salt and pepper. Cover with thin slices of bacon, dredge with flour, and put into a buttered baking pan with 2 cupfuls of boiling water. Bake slowly. While it is baking, fry brown 2 slices of chopped bacon, add a chopped onion, a pepper pod, a can of tomatoes, and salt and black pepper to taste. Cook until it thickens, pour over the fish, and finish baking. Take up carefully. Baked red snapper à la Creole. Clean, split, and bone a large red snapper, lay it together again, sprinkle with salt and pepper, and put into a buttered baking pan. Fry in butter a chopped onion, half a dozen sliced mushrooms, 2 fresh tomatoes, and 1 green pepper chopped. Add a cupful of stock, spread over the fish, and bake for 20 minutes, basting with melted butter and hot water as required. Take up carefully, sprinkle with minced parsley, and serve. Stuffed red snapper. Make a stuffing of 1 cupful of chopped oysters, half a cupful of cracker crumbs, 1 egg well beaten, a teaspoonful of chopped onion, a tablespoonful of butter, a tablespoonful of minced parsley, and salt, pepper, and paprika to season. Add cream or oyster liquor to make soft, fill the fish, and sew up. Put a layer of salt pork, sliced tomato, and sliced onion into a baking pan. Lay the fish upon it, cover with chopped salt pork, sprinkle with salt, pepper, and flour, add 2 cupfuls of stock, and bake for an hour, basting as required. Take up the fish carefully, rub the tomatoes and liquid through a puree sieve, thicken with butter and flour cooked together, pour around the fish, and serve. Stuffed red snapper à la Creole. Cook together a can of tomatoes, 6 chopped onions, a cupful of dry breadcrumbs, a tablespoonful of Worcestershire sauce, 3 tablespoonfuls of butter, and salt, red, and black pepper to season. Stuff the prepared and cleaned red snapper with the mixture, sew up, spread with the remaining dressing, dot with butter, and bake for an hour. Take up carefully. Steamed red snapper. Lay a cleaned red snapper in a steamer on a bed of sliced tomatoes and chopped onion. Steam slowly for an hour or more, turning once. Serve with oyster or tartar sauce. Red snapper à la Babette. Clean the fish and rub with salt and pepper inside and out. Boil in salted water to which has been added a small bunch of parsley, a celery root, 2 sliced onions, a chopped carrot, and a blade of mace. When done, take up, sprinkle with crumbs, dot with butter, and brown in the oven. Strain the liquid, thicken with butter and flour cooked together, pour around the fish, and serve. Red snapper à la Beaufort. Put the prepared and cleaned fish into a fish kettle with a pint each of white wine, white stock, and water, adding salt and sweet herbs to season, and half a cupful of mixed vegetables cut fine. Simmer for an hour, drain, skin, and put on a serving dish. Strain the liquid, thicken with 2 tablespoonfuls each of butter and flour cooked together, add a teaspoonful of beef extract, salt, and cayenne pepper to season. Take from the fire. Add the yolks of 4 eggs, beaten with the juice of a lemon and 2 tablespoonfuls of butter. Pour over the fish, and serve. End of section 27.